I don't think Roller Podger quit because of the whole hyena troll thing. I think he quit because he wanted to leave me being the only person that would read the 50-page transportation. What's it called now? Transportation Opportunities Act all by myself, and all of its, let's see how many pages here. And all of its 61-page glory. Oh, holy crap. But yeah, man, why stick around? I mean, you're an industry expert on transportation and efficiency, but somebody makes a couple prank calls to an Indiana farm boy. The hell with it, right? Anyway, anyway. Um, so Captain Burrs really nailed this particular issue with his video on the mileage tax. And for those who may not be aware of it, there's a this is a rough draft circulating from the executive branch about the feasibility of going to a mileage based um, a mileage based taxation on vehicles, cars that go on the road. And the idea behind it, and this is a direct quote. Um, let's see. Da, da, da. As vehicles become more efficient and the use of non-petroleum energy sources become more prevalent, the current user fee system for funding the transportation system will become less viable. Now, what that means is that currently, when you go to the gas pump and you're putting your gasoline into your car, a certain percentage of that dollar per gallon goes towards the repair of the roads. And the idea being the people who use gasoline are using the roads, okay? They're driving around in 3, sometimes 4-ton vehicles, and if you put 4 tons down on an object, it's going to get some wear and tear. And why why it makes more sense to tax in that manner as opposed to going to a flat tax. What if a person doesn't drive? Should that person necessarily pay for the road? So it gives you, in theory, it gives you a more accurate charge to the people using the service. That's why I'm a little hesitant on the flat tax, because it's always going to be something, right? And electric cars are going to be a very real possibility. I can only speak for the General Motors plan. I don't know much about the Leaf right now. I could tell you a lot about the hybrids, but speaking of the Volt, I mean, it's going nationwide, fully nationwide in September. So there will be a portion of it. Now it's not a big vehicle. It's larger than the Leaf, and if you need to get an idea what size it'll be, for those of you not in a big city, it's about the size of Chevrolet's Cruze right now. It shouldn't be hard for you to take a look and see what the dimensions are. Now Burrs and Bison Hawk 1 mentioned a little bit about the whole electric thing and running on raw electric, and then Bison Hawk was kicking the electric customer out of his hotel for being a for being a tree hugging hippie that wants to steal his electricity. Uh, with the Volt, at least, I believe the Leaf is pure electric, right? But with the Volt, we have a 1.2-liter gasoline engine that gets mileage in the high 30s. So after you deplete your electrical charge, you run off gasoline like how a hybrid is. So it's like primarily full electric, and then it has that hybrid for the longer trip. So your range is you're looking at 300 to 400 miles on a full charge in a tank of gas. And in the high 30s, I mean, it's nothing to slouch at. So your Volt isn't going to be useless if you need to travel. I mean, it's capable of it, and that's one of the things that's exciting about the Volt specifically. Again, I can't speak for the Leaf or what the other guys have going on. Um, GM has an electrical system that I can put any sort of power plant in front of, up to and including just running on electric, which could be generated by wind, it could be generated by solar. I can have an engine in front of it that can be run on diesel, E85, whatever. Um, there's a lot of options. Currently, the gasoline engine is just a 1.2 liter four cylinder. That's an extremely efficient little engine, and its little job is to it runs the front generator in the transmission, which sends electricity to the rear generator in the transmission. So that's an effort to clear up the whole volt thing and to let you guys know what the deal is with that car, the straight dope. And I'll tell you what, whenever I get my hands on one, you expect a video because just like what I do with my financial stuff, by doing a vlog around the Volt, not only is it an interesting subject, it's also it helps me in my training and understanding. Like if you're able to articulate an idea, like you have to actually talk about an idea and make it make sense, then you have a better understanding of what you got going on. And there's a lot of stuff that people are going to be against about it. People don't like the idea of electric because of the whole hippie thing. Oh, you're a tree hugging hippie because you care about the environment, or you just want to hang out and smoke weed and make everything out of hemp, and you have your silly little electric cars. And man, I'll tell you what, I don't, at the risk of sounding doom, that's what's going to be our ruination. It's going to be when we get so categorized that we're unable to listen to good ideas anymore. Back to the Transportation Opportunities Act. Now, why would it be called the Transportation Opportunities Act, right? And it's 61 pages, and I just told you about one paragraph that talks about a department being established to look at maybe charging by the mile instead of by the gallon for transportation tax. It's called the Transportation Opportunities Act because it has certain allowances and certain refinements to laws that we currently have for mass production, mass transportation, and what federal subsidies will be for mass transportation uh, type allowances to cities. It's some pretty cool stuff. There's towards the end there, I'm not going to give you the exact page. I'll put a link to the PDF of the rough draft. Now, why I call it a rough draft is we're not even in an official draft. You'll see when you get an official draft of a bill, you'll have a sponsor on the top. Each line will be numbered so that whoever reviews it can cite, okay, in subsection 4, line 32, I don't like this. And the revision will stay. There'll be a line through it, and then we'll go on. This is rough. And it may or may not be true. I mean, I didn't get this link from the White House, and I didn't get this link from Open Congress. I got this link just searching around, and it's from the site The Truth About Cars. So we'll kind of take it with a grain of salt at this point. But I was able to somewhat verify it because I researched just some random United States codes that it cited. And somebody put forth some serious time because the United States codes that they cite in this draft are accurate in context. It's not like they rattle off a bunch of numbers and it doesn't fit, which you'll see sometimes when somebody says, oh, look at House Bill 117 and it says we're going to imprison the Japanese or something, just as an example, and it turns out, well, this bill is 60 years old, right? It happens a lot, okay? A lot. So make sure you research this stuff for yourself. Again, I provided the PDF link down below. If you want to find the particular section on the mileage tax, it's down on page 46. The stuff about the high-speed rail and the other transportation stuff is just sort of all throughout, and I think it's cool the way that it repeals some of Amtrak's allowances and allows for, say, bullet trains and that sort of BS. Not that bullet trains are BS, but you know what I mean. I'm trying to clean up my language a little bit so it slips out. I had to keep my street cred, so I threw BS in there. All right, so that's where we're at today. And, there we have it. I'm interested. Let's let's keep this one going. I think if we can, it's an interesting subject, and and it's worth looking at all the sides. And I'm interested in seeing the perspective. And I gotta say one last thing. When I was hunting down the information on this, it seems like every single source that I get on in the internet, it's totally unrelated to the article, but there'll be this little picture in the middle of it, like repeal Obama, and it'll have this look on his face like, it used to be a time when you had a newspaper and you read it, the picture in the middle of it was related to the subject matter. Not that it's not deserved, and I'm not taking sides here, but every single article, everywhere I go, if it's away from the left, then it has these sorts of little advertising captions about repealing Obama or the birth certificate, and it has this goofy picture of his face for like the whole time I'm reading the article. I get this goofy picture, terrible, terrible picture of the person. That I don't dig that shit, man. There's no place for it, and damn near distracts me. So anyway, check the information for yourself. Links down below. Again, page 46. We'll talk to you some more later.